Hallo meine Lieben. Hi guys. Excuse me. I've got to switch to English now. Thursdays is always confusing. Today is one of those days anyway. Hi guys. Thank you for joining me. Thursday night, let's bring color to our lives. And we will finish off this table tonight. I've been already in the German life. I've been, I'm covered in paint already. Probably right up to my nose also. Guys, when you join me, just say hi to me. I don't know if the notice already went out. Just say hi to me and let me know where you're watching from. For those who don't know me, my name is Angela. I'm the owner and creative energy from Elfenundhelden. I'm the distributor for Dixie Belle over here in Germany, for WoodUbend in Germany, and for graceondesign for Europe. I also am a retailer for all the products and many more other products. So when you join me, just say hi to me. And guys, if you have any questions, just let me know. Put them in the comments also when you watch replay. Hi, Isabel. Thank you for joining. Hola, en España. If you have questions also in replay, put hashtag replay. Hi, Jill. Thank you for joining. How are you, girl? So, okay, breeze. I've already been in Portugal. Oh, I'm sorry, Portugal. Lovely, very nice. How's the weather in Portugal? Just let me know. So, it is 7 p.m. over here, but I'm still drinking coffee. I just love coffee, guys. I don't know about you. Are you a coffee drinker or tea drinker? So, okay, this we have some decoupage on top there. We're going to blend in this little edge here. We've already done it on the other side. We are going to work with some more Posh chalk products on there to blend it completely in. And on the bottom here, I'm going to, this is Caviar. This is like chalk mineral paint by Dixie Belle. This is Caviar, which is like a true black. And to even enhance it, I'm going to use the Best Dang wax in black by Dixie Belle, also to seal it off, because I'm going to work with some colored waxes by Posh Chalk also. Even the patina waxes, I always like to basically seal that off a little first so I can control it a little easier. I'm a control freak. Who is a control freak like I am? I like to control my paints. I'm using my La Petite brush by Dixie Belle, which is like half synthetic fibers, half natural fibers. Hi, Jill. Hi, girl. Thank you for being with me. And I'm going to seal the black off. So I'm just picking up some of the black wax in here. And I like it because it's got like it's like a cone tip, and it's easier to move the wax into those crevices especially of those details. This is like a trim from WoodUbend, and it's like 2 trims actually. And we've also used some ornaments, and this is going to enhance the black. I could have used the clear black, the clear wax, but I like to really enhance and have like a subtle black finish at the end on the legs. So, and the Best Dang waxes by Dixie Belle, they are water-based, which is a great benefit because you can basically paint over it. And as I'm using the Posh Chalk Infuser, which is also water-based, it goes better with the products. So, let's see. I can turn that without dropping everything. I keep dropping all the things today. I don't know. I'm telling you, I'm dropping everything tonight. Is it, Jill? Okay. This is fantastic. I just love it. But the funny thing is, I'm going to use the Best Dang brush later on also where you think this would be the brush basically for the Best wax, I use it for blending. So Best wax, this is the colored wax, as I said. I apply it, let it dry for about 20 minutes, and then I'm going to buff it in. You can either do that with a brush, or you can do that with a lint-free cloth. I also experienced tonight my lint-free cloth is a cloth, but it's not lint-free, as per usual. It already has picked up some of the cat hairs, as I do have 2 cats, and obviously they've been sitting on here. I'm sorry, seeing my head, not what I'm doing. You can't see the difference now, but this is basically giving it like a nice satiny finish at the end. Or not satiny, it is this is why I like to work with the Best wax on here. Firstly, this is not a table which is going to go into the kitchen or something like that, where you need like really strong protection or hard protection. So the Best wax is perfect for it. And secondly, the Best wax is giving it basically a flat finish at the end. And from the touch, it is nice and soft, and not so as the chalk mineral paints. They dry open pores, so they're a little rough from the touch, and they intend to grip everything which is basically coming on top of them. So this is the reason I'm sealing that off first, so I can control the products I'm coming on with now a little easier. So the other side has already been done in the German life. So this is basically where we go from now. So, and the bottom part of the paper is going to be blended in just in black, nothing else. And on top I'm going to work with some more colors. So I'm going to let that dry now. I've got it all the way around to where I need to get it. So just close that now. Hi Nina. Hi to Spain. Oh, hi Michelle. There you are. Poor girl. So poor girl, I hope you're feeling better now. Okay. Trim here. There's still enough of the wax on this brush here, so I'm just doing that. So when I touch the surface now, let me see if you can see, I'm leaving touch marks. So when I buff that later on and the wax is completely buffed into the surface, you won't have any touch marks, nothing on there. So Jill is one of our very talented, Jill's Creations, talented content creator for Grace on Design. I don't know for how many companies also. For WoodUbend, are you ambassador for WoodUbend? I'm not quite sure. Ambassador or content creator. Amazing lady. So if you haven't done it yet, please give her a follow. Please give me a follow maybe also. So chalk mineral paints, this has already been mixed up because I've used it in the German life. So I'm using my round large for this, and I'm just basically covering the edges here. I'm gonna come in with some of the Posh chalk pigments and patinas in a second, but I'm first going to give it a base to blend this paper in with caviar just on the edges. First coat, almost perfect coverage, but I'm going to come in for a second coat also. But this is the first coat. I'm going to let that dry, just like the... So, and I'm basically now just offloading the brush a little onto the paper, just to that it looks like it's fading into it. So that's it. No big deal at the bottom here. So Alpha, I love you paint. I've never tried that. So I've never tried that, but I'm sure it's an amazing, what I see is an amazing paint also. There's loads of great paint out there. So now we're going to move to the top, my friends. Let's see. I'm going to bring you a little up. You're going flying with me tonight, guys. You're going flying with me tonight. This is upside down now, this paper. Okay, this is upside down. We are working on the top now. Baby wipes, very important tool at the moment because I've messed the bottom up first. And, as I said, we're going to work with some more products on there just to blend that in. So on the top, actually, I think I will use a little more of a, this is the, this is from the, oh, my stomach, I'm hungry, I haven't eaten. This is cashmere, one of the fall colors from Dixie Belle. So, as the paper on the top here is a little lighter than on the bottom, I'm going to mix that a little more up here. This is my oval medium I'm just using. You can paint on the paper, so I'm going right on top of it now. So, and I've used the wrong brush, I'm just noticing. I'm just wondering that it's pretty latte colored, but that's accidentally looks quite good actually. This was my latte brush. This is the oval medium. So I'm going to come in with my latte now. And more on the sides here. So I'm just blending that in. I'm just dabbing on here. So that's now, this is my round large. I'm going to use the cashmere with, which I still got in the lid also. I think my stomach is going to roar in a second. I'm so hungry, guys. I'm just realizing I haven't eaten. I'm so busy today. There is, oh no, that's on there. So just dabbing. A little bit of caviar in here. Blending that in a second. And coming in with my best dang brush. Now, this is the best dang brush, guys. This is a great blending brush, and look how thick that is. My hand almost doesn't go around it. So, bonsoir, Michelle. Ça va? Hi, Tanya. Thank you for joining. So sweet that you're all there. So I'm giving it actually a bit of a spray because that's very, very dry. Just to give it this cloudy, this gives you like a real cloudy look, this brush. Dirty, cloudy look, and that's what I'm going for with this paper. You can swirl, but as this area is so small, I've discovered on the bottom that swirling is not giving it like the effect I'm wanting to have. So basically I am doing dabbing motion, which is working better for the look I'm going for. So I think I'm going to do a little more on the bottom here also, because I'm not happy with this, what it's looking like now. And you can layer that as much as you want to. If you're not happy, you know, this is what I keep saying. If you're not happy, it's only paint, just paint over it. As simple as that. And I've done that many times. I've done that many times. So I'm not worried about doing that again. So giving it a spray. This brush works best for blending. There's no paint on here. I'm basically just moving the paint which is on here. But it works best when it's wet. Usually when I have like a neutral brush, I am using it dry, but the Western brush works best when it's damp. I'm going a little bit in a tiny swirl motion. So I'm basically just layering till I'm at the stage where I'm happy with the result. And a little bit more caviar. It's supposed to be really cloudy. That's what I want to have. A real cloudy look. And this is now getting into it. Some lighter undertones. But not too, yeah, let's see now. I'm going to have a little bit of black up here, going onto the edge. This is, I'm taking the paint out of the lid as I don't want to contaminate my paint completely. I want to have the trim not too light. So I'm going to get that a little bit more black. Into the top. Get my best thing, dabbing motion. And there you go. So I think I'm going to do a bit of a dry brush with the caviar at the end. I'm letting it dry for now, and let's see. I'm going to dry that quickly. I should carry on up here to finish that off, and there we go. as I need 2 coats. The paints dry really quick, guys. So usually you should let that dry on its own. And I'm going to come in with my cashmere. And I haven't taken the jar yet. I'm just using the paint out of the lid. It's supposed to give it a nice dirty look. And a little bit of the caviar on the edges. Go. I'm so concentrated, guys. Are there any questions? So this thing. A little bit, some water on there. Give it a clean if it's picking up too much of the paint. Swirl it, you can dab it. As I said, this is completely up to you. If you want to have a complete smooth blend, you work different. I don't want to have that, so I'm using different techniques to move that into each other. This may picks up too much of the paint. Just give it a dry or give it a clean. So this mimics about enough of the look I want to go for. What do you think? And then now we're going to let that dry. And we're going to move down to the bottom part again. Do the second coat of caviar on the bottom part. So this is going to dry. Then we're going to buff in the wax, which we have on the legs and on the trim and stuff before we are going to apply our pigments. The pigments are already mixed up in the German Life. Doing the same thing now, offloading my brush, and just like the rest of the paint, just to smooth that out a little into the paper, have that run out, basically the caviar which is left in the brush, to have that run out into the paper. That's it. Sure there's no white spots showing. Perfect. Here, don't want to have it too light. There we go. Okay. So now the legs and stuff we have, I'm going to bring you down. Come down to me, guys. Come down to me. Oops. There we go. Thank you, Michelle. That's sweet. So any questions somewhere? Can't see any questions. So I'm going to take that cloth now and I'm going to work the wax in. As I said, let it dry for about 20 minutes and then work it in. Especially when you work with dark wax. This is not lint-free, guys. Use a lint-free cloth. Do as I say, not as I do. I don't know. I have it here. Anyhow, especially when you work with dark waxes, don't the buffing is basically to take off the excess. You can see there is still some of the wax coming off, and really move that into the paint, take the excess off, because when you touch it and you can still see some fingerprints, it's not buffed in correctly. So don't buff the paint. You can see there's like loads of, I don't know. Gotta get it sorted later. As I said, if you can still see some fingerprints when you touch it, there is still too much product on there. And I've waxed it basically to make sure that I can control when I'm come in with my colored waxes and gilding waxes and patinas and stuff like that. And pigments, I can control that a little easier. So, and it's nicely sealed now at the same time. So I don't need to do anything else to it if I don't want to. Thank you, Jill. You can see I've already worked on there. So there we go. Okay, I'm going to show you the product we're working with. Out of the way. I have, do you see this? Do you see how shiny that is? So this is a mixture. This is a mixture of the pigments in, hang on. Those are the Posh chalk pigments in pale gold and in red magenta. So those are the two pigments I've mixed together, about half, and then I filled it up with the Posh chalk infuser, and that's basically how I got that. The color like this. I didn't want to have copper. You see, this is not really copper, it's more reddish than copper. And the nice thing about the pigments basically is that you can control yourself how rich you want to have the mixture. So I'm going around those edges here. And what I'm painting now, this was from the table itself. And then I've added those two trims on it from WoodUbend. So I'm going to decide if I'm having one coat or if I'm going to use two coats. You can see, you know, it's like you have like a bit of an open time with those pigments, because I've done that. This is now about an hour old when I've mixed that, and I can still use it. I don't want to have a complete coverage. Let's see. I don't want to have a complete coverage. And it depends how much you want to have on there. You know, if you don't want to fill it up too much, you just like touch it lightly. I'm going over it a little more heavy now because I like to have those trims covered pretty well. Just like to have a little bit of the black peeking through. Same thing with the bottom trim. And this is basically what makes your pieces at the end individual. You know, if you mix up your products instead of just using the colors they give you, there's so much you can do to give it like a real personal look. The infuser is water-based, so you can really enhance also the look of the edge of the paper also. Ever so gentle. Now, this ornament here, same thing. I always start pretty gentle to see what it looks like, and if I want to have more on there, I can go more heavy, but I always start gentle with the brush, a little, not like dabbing into it, a little bit perpendicular to the project. Is perpendicular the right word, guys? Michelle, my translator, please. So move that around a bit. And then this is basically how you go around. You can always add more if you want to have more. I'm basically scratching it over and also the ornaments on the bottom here. Oop. Sorry guys. One day I'll have some proper equipment so the things don't keep dropping. I'm so sorry about that. So I'm gonna, hang on, get you a little further down. There you go. There you go. So, because we still have this ornament down here, which we also want to enhance. Remember those WoodUbend ornaments, which we really stressed out, completely stressed out. So, doing this part here, move it a little further around. Also with those products, a little goes a long way. A bit of more of a solid touch on this middle piece here. So I'm using a little more of the product also. So don't need full coverage. It doesn't need to be like completely equal. Do you say equal? Gleichmäßig? Not sure. I'm not sure. So once I have this part, then I'm going to blend in the paper with it even more. This is basically I can't see half of what I'm doing here, but that's sometimes not that bad. So now we come to those. Same thing, load your brush, touch it gentle first until you've seen how you want to have it. Then you can get a little more heavy with your hand. Reload your brush. Same thing. And forget the back of your ornaments. This is just giving it like basically the full look. So let that dry a little more down there. Paint is still wet. Bottom ornament. And the nice thing when you use two different types of pigments, they give it a nice shimmer. They is almost like iridescent. The colors basically, it's like they're not completely mixed themselves, so they add a lot of interest to your pieces. I hope you like it. I forgot Michelle. I'm sorry. So I think this is looking quite good. Let that dry a little more. So the top is dry. So let's move back to the top. Now we're going to have some fun. Getting my glue Prussian. Let's see which brushes I'm going to use. Get my brushes up here. Okay, guys, I'm going to take you back up with me. And let's see if we can have a little bit more fun on the top here. So I'm just going to put the lids on like this. I'm going to clean that later on, you know me. Just for drop it. I'm putting on the lids loosely. I'm probably making up words, guys, don't I? I'm making up words. So now let's have a little more fun. And I am actually, I think I'm going to use my round large. And there's still some paint on there. So I'm just putting some of the oh yes, oh yes, I like that. So a little more, just dabbing gently and moving it in here. To add a little bit more shimmer, moving the paints a little more into it, because there's like this orangey in here also. So I like to add shimmer to it. This is now getting where I want it. You can just play around, you know, with your projects like that, you know. It's only paint, guys. If you don't like it at all at the end, you know, you just paint over it. But this is now taking the turn where I do like it. And this blend of the, or this mixture of the Posh chalk pigments is now giving it basically the turn I want to have. So now I'm coming in. That's the blue Prussian. It is aqua patina. It is water-based. So I'm picking it up with an artist brush. And I am just adding it on here. Just randomly pick up a little more. I said they're water-based. Just putting a little in the lid here. I want to have a little more. Loading it on the edges here. That was a little too much. As it's water-based, I'm just taking a baby wipe and I'm just taking it off there. I want to have this like randomly. This is irregular, this paper anyway. And if you have too much, you just take it back off. A bit on the edges here. Anybody still with me? Don't you already have Posh chalk in your life, guys? I'm shocked. You should have. Been working with it so many times. You all should have like covered yourself with it. So let's see. I'm getting some more of those pigments in here. Actually, using it out of the just moving it around the car. Same thing down here. Fading out a little sides. So come in at those ends also with the blue Prussian. Get it in there. It's ever such a pretty color. It's like steel color. It's like a steel color. Goes nicely with the that car, I think. So, ooh. Made a mess there. I need the brush up here. Totally concentrated, guys. Sorry. Mesmerized by those paints. Trying to offload it like almost accidentally in some parts. So there might be some areas where there's a little more and other areas where there's a little less. Here, that one there. As I said, the aqua patina, we can those things out of the way so you can see what I'm doing, guys. I'm sorry. I've got everything standing in the way so you can't see what I'm doing. Apologies. So this is now basically just going around the paper. So the paper is irregular anyway. You know, it's like different colors on here. So I'm basically just trying to mimic all the way around that. But I don't want to have it like all just black. I want to have a little bit of this blue going through. Like it or not. I think I want to have it. Oh, look at me. Look at me, guys. I'm a complete mess. There's no right or wrong you can do with that. You basically just take your brush and you move it around just to get this blended in. What's the time? 1 hour already, guys. You know, I'm getting carried away when I do things like that. So, let's see. And this is a process, guys. You know, this is not like, you know, you just put it on there and you're finished. This is a layering process. And you do that, or I do that to a stage till I am happy with what's on there. So I'm layering a bit of the pigments again over the top of the aqua patina, so it doesn't look so intentionally put on there. And then I'm going to do the other way around again. So, but this is now slowly, taking shape, and I'm slowly pushing that off the slowly but surely. It is taking shape. I want to have on there. And the pigments, they dry really quick. Could also, I'm going to have a little bit of water on there. It's very dry. So I'm just spraying a little bit of water on here, as the aqua patinas are water based. I can just so the patina I'm doing like in a wiping motion, and the pigments I was doing more in a dabbing motion, just to have like different looks of the it always has to look terrible before it gets to a stage that it turns out to be nice. And this is slowly but surely getting into that stage. Down here. No right or wrong you can do. If you don't like it at all, you paint over it. As this is water-based, you can always paint over it. All the products I'm using here are water-based at the moment, so actually I could. I'm not sure if I shall. Will I? Shall I? Will I? I still have the aqua patina in Precious. The Royal Gold from the Precious line. I still haven't used that. I think I will. And I'm going to use a new brush. Those are my Da Vinci Artist brushes. I don't know what they're called in English. In German, if I would translate it directly, they are cat tongue brushes. They are cat tongue brushes. I don't know what they're in English. So, mixing that a little up. The Precious, they are water-based also. Now we're talking. Doing the same thing like with the blue Prussian. Just to And this shimmering is giving the right contrast for me to the rest of the table. You know, I always like to have like a little bit of a bling, and this is like more of a metallic sheen adding to it. A little bit more on top here. This is now the whole process of blending that in. It's supposed to be regular and opposite. Yeah, I think I quite like that. How about you? I do like that. Brush on there with my black. I'm just taking it off a little. So let me turn this around. So now you can see a little better. And this is now, it is not too shiny. It's just giving it the nice metallic sheen to mimic the whole. I'm going to leave it like that for now. I may come back later, I may not, because I think that already looks quite all right. But I'm going to let you go, guys. This is already taking very long. I'm just going to bring it up so you can see a little more of that. So what do you think? I think that looks quite interesting now. I quite like that. Good night, Nina. Thank you so much for being with us tonight. Guys, I thank you so much for your patience. I was carried away here. I'm going to let you go now. It's been a long life. So, but it's getting there. I like the way the paper's coming out there and the colors are coming along into the car. So I think this is about what it's going to stay. My friends, thank you so much for joining me tonight. For those who don't know me, my name is Angela. I'm the owner and creative energy from Elfenundhelden. I'm the German distribution for Dixie Belle and WoodUbend and for graceondesign for Europe. Thank you. I hope I pronounced that correctly. Guys, if you have any further questions, just let me know. You can send me a PM also. If you want to replay, put hashtag replay into the comments. And also, if you have questions, put them in any language. So there's like Google Translator. I'll try to answer those. If you haven't done it yet, guys, please pop over to my page and leave me a like there. If you want to shop the products, pop over to my page and check for your local retailer also. And I'm wishing you a lovely weekend. You take care. Stay healthy or get healthy. Michelle, you look after yourself, darling. And I will see you next week. Actually, maybe I see you tomorrow. I'm not quite sure. I've got a new toy. I have to still unpack. I can't wait. But I wanted to do that together with you. So maybe I do that. Thank you so much, guys. You have a lovely evening, a lovely weekend, and you take care. And I'll see you either tomorrow or sometime next week. Bye-bye. Have a lovely weekend. Thank you for being with me.